This class. Today what we are going to look at is a continuation of fractions. Last time I taught you about how we can change fractions from mixed fraction to improper and proper to improper and all that. Today we are going to look at simple things that we have been learning, and sometimes it's confusing. People don't explain it into details, or teachers don't give you this. So you better listen carefully and watch it out. What exactly is a fraction? It's part of a whole represented. Now let me tell you. Now let's look at this. If I write 3 divided by 2, 3 divided by 2 can be written as this is the fraction. This is the fraction. Now look here. Today what we are going to do is about addition and subtraction of fractions. You'll be shocked I'm still going to teach this. Yes, I'll be teaching this because there are some tips around it you don't know. You don't have an idea. That's why I have double markers, alright? Look here. If we are going to talk about addition, number 1, you have been told to find an LCM, which is the least common multiple, for additions and subtractions of fractions. It's okay, it's good. Now let's look at this. In a fraction, this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Now look at here. We are going to find the least common multiple for the denominators, which is 2 and 6. The trick is somewhere, listen carefully. 2 and 6. So what number should we pick? The least common multiple should just be our 6. So we write 6 here as our denominator. Now listen, this is where I'm going to explain well. 2 divides 6 how many times? Listen carefully. Mostly you see you'll be taught how to solve it, but after it has been solved, when you go home as a student, you find it difficult to notice which number is coming from where. Okay? Look at, we have come to see that 6 is here, which is our denominator now, because this is the LCM that we found, right? Good. Now let's look at 2 is the denominator for this fraction. So fraction A here and fraction B. So in fraction A, 2 divides 6 how many times? 3 times. And that 3 will be written here to multiply this, which is the numerator here. So like this, you bring the plus sign here. How many times does 6 here divide 6? 1. So you write that 1 here, and you write your numerator here 5, then you bring that 1 here. I want to differentiate it. Yes, this is how it is. Look at and pay attention to it carefully. So if you go home after lessons, if you find it difficult to know which number, how did we get these numbers, mostly the explanation does not come to this, how this number is written and why this number is there. Mostly you just see it done like this. That's why I have used the markers to differentiate it. This number here is telling you the number of times the denominator here divides this LCM. And this 2 is telling you, this number here, 3 is telling you how many times the 6 here divides this denominator. That is the example. So after doing that, this thing, if you have learned already, numbers in brackets multiply the numbers outside. So we get to this column by 3 times 3 will give us 9. Plus 5 times 1 will give us 5. Then we bring our denominator here, which is equating to 9 plus 5, which is 14, divided by 6. This is an improper fraction, put in mind. And last video, we learned how to change improper fraction to mixed fraction. So simply we'll just go there by How many times of 6 do we have here? Do you remember? If you don't remember, go back to the previous video I made. How many times do we have 6 here? 2. So we get 2 whole number, and 6 times 2 give us 12. And 14 minus 12 give us 2. We get 2 as our numerator and 6, which is this 6, as our numerator. This is the final answer. So the trick and how it is solved, actually the concern was here. That is where I wanted to focus on. So if you know how to find your LCM and you get to know why the numbers written here were there, you are good to go. Likewise, when it is in subtraction, it is simple. When this is in subtraction, I am going to use the same question to solve when it is in subtraction. Just don't want to clean this. Now watch here. We have 5 minus 5 over 6, subtracting from, okay, no, let me write this one back. Yes, let me use the same. 3 over 2 minus 5 over 6. Yes. And we are going to solve it. It's the same way. We are going to find LCM, which our LCM is going to be 6, and here, what are we going to do? Is the same thing. Watching it? 2 divides here 3, and we are going to write the numerator here, there, and the number of times 2 divides here 3 here, minus, and we're going to write this in here. How many times that 6 goes here? 1. So we are going to write 5 in bracket. How many times does it divide? 1. So we are going to get the same answer. Here is going to be 9 minus 5 over 6, which is equating to what? Subtracting this from here, we are going to get 4 over 6. That is our answer. It is simple. The trick is always here. That is all we have for today. I want you to check this video, go back to the previous videos, and learn very well. And stay home. COVID-19 is real. As a teacher and schools are locked down, this is the only thing I want you to help everybody out there to learn something while staying at home. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can check me on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook, and just follow it up and learn something from yourself. If your child is not under this category, this is for upper classes. I have lower classes, preschoolers learning how to write and how they should write phonetic sounds and all that have you. I have them on it. This is it for today with Atiga. Check it out, right? And don't forget to subscribe, share to a friend, and let's learn something. Before January, you have a lot to learn. Bye bye.